Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I thought I got Diego's stuff, but oh my gosh, he's got another one. So I got to quick copy it over so I can talk about it. He posts quite a bit of stuff, and I guess I didn't pay attention to when. Well, it was February 8th. I don't know. How's everybody doing today? And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hi, Miss Carla. How are you doing? Enjoying this beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighborhood for sure. Once a couple more people get on, I'll tell you what awesomeness I saw last night. It was like, I was, yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. All right, got that. Making sure, I want to see. Why is that not going on there? This is very strange. I can find. All right, you might hear double with me for a second. I want to see if this is going to work. Go over here. Go here. Let's see. I think it worked. I'm trying to, I thought it would just share. Maybe I've just been sharing wrong on my Facebook. Oh, Miss Julianne. Yes, I got you. Julianne. Happy Sunday. Weather is so nice. It is. Miss Carla, yes, you may. So, guess what I saw last night? So, I can see the backyard from where I am, and I don't know if I was shutting the blinds last night or what I was doing, but because it was maybe half hour, 45 minutes before dark, and so the neighbors, they're still gone, and they have a chain link fence, just a short little four foot chain link fence, and I'm looking, and it's like, is that a hawk? And I look again, and it was an owl. It was an owl. He was huge, sitting on the chain link fence. So of course it's like, okay, I can't go out that door because that door squeaks. I'll go out this door, and I'll, expand it as much as I can. My phone is several years old, so it gets a little grainier the bigger I go. But it's like, I got to do this. So I'm taking videos, I'm taking pictures, and he's facing that way, and then all of a sudden he turns his head halfway around and he's looking right at me. Okay, so if that isn't cool enough, and I sent it to the neighbor, they're in Colorado right now, so I sent it to her, and she goes, oh wow, that's really cool. And all of a sudden, okay, get this, tell me if any of you have ever seen this. All of a sudden, it was like a scene from the birds. All of a sudden, a whole huge flock of blackbirds come in, and there was probably close to 100, if not more. And the reason I say that is because, so some landed on the house that's straight behind my neighbors, and a bunch landed up on the palm tree. They didn't land on her roof, and then there was some that were kind of going around. And they were up high enough. Oh, and some landed in the tree that was right next to where the owl was, okay? And the only reason I'm saying there was probably close to 100 is because afterwards I counted on a picture how many were on just the one roof, and there was close to 60. Yes, 60. Now I think these were, I don't think these are true grackles. I think these are blackbirds. And I honestly, I have never seen this, and I kept watching, and the owl is going, you know, and he's turning his head around, and he's just kind of watching. And the only thing he did was he moved from like right on the fence to there's a torch that they have, a solar torch, and I didn't even see him move, but all of a sudden he's on that, and it's like, okay. And he sat there and he just watched. And so I looked it up later, what the picture of what he probably, and I'm guessing it was a great horned owl. And like I said, he was huge, and he sat out here for the longest time because my phone the battery was about ready to go, so I took it inside, charging, and it's getting too dark anyway. And, but I came out here 2 more times as it's getting really dark to see, and the last time I looked, I could still see his outline. He was still sitting there, but by that time the birds had taken off. I thought that they were going to swarm and come down, and I thought there was going to be a murder. I thought that poor owl, it's like, okay. But he was cool as a cucumber. I know, it was, Carla, I just was like floating the rest of the night. And I sent a couple more pictures to my neighbor. And even I swear there was a hummingbird that was kind of going, I don't know if he came at it, and then it's like, oh, you're big, and took off. I don't know, because the owl didn't even really flinch. There was a mockingbird that did that. He's like, but those blackbirds, they were all squawking, and as they landed, they got quieter and quieter. But as they were coming in, it was creepy. It was creepy. I'm going to have to post some of the pictures. I think I can do it from my phone. I know I sound like I know I can. It's so much easier on Instagram than it is on Facebook, but I will. It was very cool. Hi, Mr. AC. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. I know I pulled a card for you a couple weeks ago, but I haven't seen you. Now, wasn't that cool? I pulled out my bigger book on owls, but what did it say? It was just, yeah, it was such a gift. And that, like I said, that owl was huge. Owl spirits. Spirits are strong around you. Attend to dreams and to heightened senses. It is up to you to act on that guidance. And then blackbirds, because I'm pretty sure these were not grackles, because the grackles are nastier. But these blackbirds were kind of. Protect what's yours. Usually a good sign of promise. It is important to stake out your territory. The forces of nature are with you now. So we'll see what transpires over the next little bit. Yes, it has been a bit. A lot has been going on. I'll tell you, there has been a lot going on. Even I was pulling up Diego stuff and Alex stuff, and then I saw the Schumann resonance. Just a quick bit about the Schumann resonance. This is for today. If today feels a little busy in your body but not emotionally dramatic, you're ready. Let's see, you're reading the field correctly. Today's chart shows steady mid-level activity with periodic vertical spikes rather than a single overwhelming blast. This kind of pattern often corresponds to background nervous system stimulation, heightened sensory awareness, and subtle fatigue or pressure without a clear emotional story. In other words, your system may feel on even if your mind is calm. So, that in and of itself sounds like a little bit's going on. And it does go on, and it says it's not chaos energy, it's integration energy. Which is interesting, because if we're integrating, what's a good thing to do? Make sure you're high vibing, make sure your energy is clear, make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're getting out in nature, make sure that if you are feeling like you need to close your eyes for a couple minutes, do so. Take a nap, don't take a nap. But if that's what it's like, okay, I just got to close them for a couple minutes, because sometimes that's all it takes. If you're cold, get out in the sun. If you're warm, turn the fans on. Bam! Integration. Bam! Okay, so last week I said I'm going to do my best to pull the cards ahead of time, and look what I did. Ha 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 ha! So I have the weekly cards that I'm going to go through. Yes, I was by myself. So sorry. Julianne says, I've been getting tests lately. I think that is part of the integration. Is there Pluto or Neptune stuff going on? That I don't know. I don't think, like I said, this site doesn't show stuff anymore. Aquarius solar, the year, Leo full moon. Well, Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Yeah, but I don't know, Julianne, because I don't have a website that I can go to that gives me the boom, boom, boom anymore. Oh wait, maybe. All right, I'll look after I draw the cards, because I think I have. I think I got somebody that I pulled it. So I will look in a second. Hi, Miss Marlene. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so I'm going to do the weekly now. All right, here we go. This is for the week of February 9 through 15 of 2026. The Desert Speaks card. Yes. Ooh, allow. You know how much I allow. You know how much I love this word, allow. Oh, yeah, baby. This is, and this goes perfectly with what we were just talking about with the integration. Because sometimes it's like, it kind of goes along with what we were talking about the other day about the stream, this flowing field of sparkles, going with the flow. You can see it, and it's like, if I could just get in the flow instead of fighting against everything. That's the allow. And sometimes the allowance is surrendering. Maybe it's surrendering and not saying anything in a specific situation. Maybe it is saying you're sorry. Maybe it is doing, going through forgiveness with the other person, with yourself. That's all part of the allow. Maybe it's allowing yourself to take care of you. It's like, wow, what a concept. So this is going to be a week, I feel like there's an opening that is happening for many people. And as we open up our hearts more, as we open up our minds more, it can be scary. It's like, okay, what the heck am I getting myself into? Whatever that is for you. So, going to be interesting. First angel card we have is whispering encouragement. Who doesn't need encouragement as we are allowing ourselves to be more open to things? I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I do fight sometimes on, well, I'm right. I know I'm right. It's like, you know what? Allow yourself to be wrong. You know, and it's in the allowing yourself to walk away. It helps the other person follow their own path without you being judgmental. Okay, maybe that's only in my life, but no judging here. That's a big part of allow yourself to not be judging. Allow yourself to not be judgy. Okay, second angel card we have is acceptance. Okay, you guys, this is going to be an interesting week. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and yeah, it does feel like integration. All of these feel like the integration, don't they? Don't they kind of go along with that? Third angel card we have is be love. Oh yes, bring in the love. Let me see if I can get these tighter. There. Yes, the be love. And when you pull in love into everything that you do, makes a huge difference, doesn't it? It makes walking away from certain situations because maybe the timing isn't right, makes it a lot easier when you're coming from a place of love. So, what do you guys have to say about this week's cards? Gonna be an interesting week, man. I just love allow. I love the picture on allow. Can I just say? I just absolutely love that picture. All right, let's see what we have here. I got to go back a bit. Miss Marlene, good morning, good morning. I will have an online gander. I will have an online gander. Oh, that's good. If you're pulling, yes. You know what? Silly me, I added you to the list. They're spot on for me, love it. I do too, and I tell you, they're spot on for me too, Miss Carla. Totally need encouragement. Met too many people who think they're right. And I'm sure you are not one of them, Marlene. Just like I am not one of them. Yeah, okay, Marlene, I gotcha. Okay, so got to go back. Julianne, where is it? All right, here. Pluto or Neptune? Well, I did just say that was Saturn and Neptune in Aries. They meet every 36 years. Aries is the first sign, spring. With Saturn and Neptune meeting here, we are encouraged to take charge and not allow our fears to hold us back. Look at how they bring in allow, not allow our fears to hold us back. We may find ourselves wanting to try something new or opening ourselves to new ideas. Neptune will stay in Aries until 2039, so we are working with this energy for a much longer time period. Neptune in Aries will ultimately bring spiritual awakenings and a deeper connection with spirit. So, Julianne, what do you think of that? Let's see. Pluto or Neptune, if there's anything else. No. Nope, so those are the ones. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to read a little bit more on. Okay. So, crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely, but that's a tough one. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Yes, I will add you. Oh, Julianne says, Pluto in Aquarius boundings and social circles, with Pluto having recently settled into Aquarius. This 20-year cycle brings a deep audit of your social circles and friendships, exposing toxic dynamics and demanding you set boundaries with people who expect access without accountability. Wow. That is very, very bam. Hi, Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy, oh, I know you want to be on the list, so I'm adding you on the list. How are you doing today on this fine morning? How's the weather in Wisconsin, should I ask? Julianne, I have had like 3 or 4 people come back into my life and challenging my boundaries to take my energy. Yes, I get that. I totally get that. Ugh. Totally get that. Okay, so I'm just going to read this quick, and then I'll start shuffling. I'll start shuffling for Julianne while I'm reading this. So this is back to the Schumann resonance, the nervous system translation. This is not chaos energy, it's integration energy. When the field looks layered, like the Schumann resonance, the body is processing stored input. Fascia and connective tissue may feel achy, buzzy, or tight. Sleep may be lighter with vivid or fragmented dreams. Nothing is wrong. The system is sorting and reorganizing, not being pushed. Now, it goes back to an analogy I've used before. It sounds like we're tapping the jar. And what I mean by that is, if you have a bag of beans and you're putting them in or rice or lentils or whatever, and you're putting them into a jar. And it's like, oh, I know this jar I know all of them are going to fit, and it looks like, oh, they're not going to fit. And you tap the jar so they can settle, and you pour a little bit more, and you might have to tap it again, and then you can get the rest of the bag in there. That's what it feels like we're going through. We're just tapping. And you don't have to tap it so hard that it's going to break the jar. Hello? No. We just tap it gently. We just want to be gentle with ourselves. Wish I could say I was going to be fine. I know it takes time. Yeah, everybody send Miss Peggy just a bunch of loving angels. Yes, I do have you on the list, Miss Peggy. And speaking of, tomorrow, February 9th, I will be on with Miss Ruth on Enlightened World Network at noon, Arizona, no. 1 o'clock. Yes, this is the last week of 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock Arizona time. Actually, it matches Mountain Time, so it's 3 p.m. Eastern. It's always 3 p.m. Eastern. But when you change times so right now it's 1 p.m. for Arizona, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing messages from your loved ones. So Peggy, Miss Peggy, you may want to try to get on. You should be able to find it because I share it on my page too. Okay, Julianne, here we go. Enjoy life. Man, oh man. So this feels like there's something that's being sandwiched. Like because this is a mirror image, you got the same thing, the colors going on, and it's all smushed in the center. It feels like there's something that's being sandwiched. It's almost, oh, okay. It feels like, okay. So I understand why we do this, but this is what I'm seeing. It's like we schedule time to enjoy life. Okay? Oh, it's 10:30 in the morning. I have to be at the park. I am going to go enjoy life. And I get that. We have to do that with busy schedules, with work schedules, with kids, with parents, with all of that stuff. We have to do that. And allow yourself the flexibility to, if you have the allotted time to be at the park, to be an hour, allow yourself the flexibility that it might be 2 hours, because all of a sudden you might find yourself soaking up the sun, enjoying life way more than you thought you would. Man, Julianne, that was interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, shuffling for Miss Carla. Oh, Miss Peggy, Julianne is sending you hugs and love. Julianne, especially the people I know that are political and trying to set my boundaries. Yeah. And there's so many things. So shuffling again for Miss Carla. Miss Carla, think about the things that we put. You are very welcome, Miss Julianne. Hopefully it made sense. All of a sudden it was just like, oh, okay, got it. I think going back to Marlene's comment, you can fill the word political, you can fill it in with a lot of different things. But I know political is just one of those things that is in our faces right now in a lot of different ways. But I think it's the pushing of the boundaries. And because boundaries are not a bad thing. Boundaries are, hey, I am taking care of myself. Hey, I am taking care of my family. Hey, I am doing what I need to do right now. Which sometimes other people don't agree with that. I mean, I have told other people that they think because it's good for them and they enjoy this, that it has to be that way for me. And I have said, just because it's right for you doesn't make it right for me. And just because you enjoy that and feel like, oh, this is the only way there is, that's right for you, but it's not right for me. And I guess help them understand. It's like, well, either they're going to get it or they're not. All right, that was interesting. Okay, Carla, these two flipped over. Now think about what I was just saying too. Help them to understand, but we have to say, and we have to be ourselves. Oh, is that ever weird? I just noted. So there's a cactus out there. I think it's got a hole in it. That hole hasn't been there before. I mean, I've seen holes in it's a tall one. It's not a swirl. And it's probably, this part is probably this big around, but it looks like there's a hole that goes all the way through. Okay, sorry, I've never seen that before. And I keep going like this, and it's like, I think it is. Okay, Carla, both of these cards flipped straight up on my keyboard as I was shuffling for you. And I was talking about the boundaries, okay? So we got beauty and clarity. Now, I feel these don't seem like they would go together, but yet they do, because it feels like when there is, when you can be as clear about what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. So keep in mind, this feels like it's going right along with the boundaries. There's a, and it may come across as beauty, there's a strength. That's what it is. There's a strength that comes through. And it, oh, and I am getting chills. Oh my gosh. I'm getting like major chills, Carla. It feels like there is something that is getting to be so much more clear for you. And you're standing up. And it's like, I want to say that some people might look at this as scary, but it feels like it's a confidence. The beauty feels like a confidence that is coming through. So, wow, that's really cool. I was asking Archangel Michael to help, so that may have been the force. See, it might have been, because I'm like, bam. So I hope that all made sense, because, excuse me, it really did go along with the boundaries. Totally. It felt like it was right on topic. All right, AC, here we go. Yeah, that hole is still there. I'm going to have to, well, I won't be able to see it if I go outside, because I think I'll be too short to be able to see it. That is just weird. I swear, I mean, amazing. Nature is amazing. All right, AC. I have all I need. Yeah, this feels like it's kind of like, oh, good. Oh, good, Miss Carla, thank you. This feels like it's a mantra thing, Mr. AC. It feels like, you said you've had a lot of stuff going on, and it's, I feel like it's, slow down a little bit. Part of what I'm getting on this is, it feels like, because, and I'm going to go, yes, I know what the turkeys were doing when I was walking, okay? And they were just slowly getting up. In fact, if they wouldn't have gotten up, I don't know if I would have seen them. But there's a bunch of them, just, like 5-10 feet away from where I was walking. And if they wouldn't have gotten up, I might not have even noticed them, because they just gently got up. And then they start walking around, and some of them are pecking and just kind of doing their thing. And it feels like there's a big part of that, AC, Mr. AC, where it's like taking time and allowing yourself, actually it goes back to the integration, allowing yourself the time, and the allow word, allowing yourself the time for the integration, and just slowing down a bit, because you do have all you need. Oh, man. All right, Miss Marlene. Marlene says, it's too small of a hole. That owl was way too big. Way too big. That's yeah, it's a little, it looks like it's about the size of a quarter. From here, it's about 30 to 40 feet away from me. Oh, good. Heavy, good. I mean, to me, it means it also, it's kind of a big message, Mr. AC. All right, Miss Marlene, come on, let's see what we got, Miss Marlene. And just so I got Marlene, Yvonne, and then Peggy, and Peggy is the last one for the day. All right, so Miss Marlene. Miss Marlene. Hi, Denise. Well, you are going to be, you'll be with Miss Peggy, because Peggy's the last one, so, oh, good. I had a feeling that's kind of what it felt like to me. Oh, Miss Marlene. So I'll tell you, I thought it was going to be another card, and then all of a sudden this one goes, pew, stuck way out, and I'm very obvious. So take that into consideration, Marlene. Okay, okay, yeah. So Marlene, I don't know, were you here at the very beginning? Because you need to go back and listen to the very beginning when I was talking about all the allow stuff. And it does feel like there's, that the integration that the Schumann resonance person is talking about, it feels like that is a big thing for you as well. It feels like there's a lot of things that are, starting to make sense for you. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing and feeling. Oh, this is so interesting. It's like all of a sudden stuff starts like, oh, this makes sense. Oh, click, click, click. And then you turn your attention on something else and it's like, wait, where did that go? It's almost like the thoughts are right there and you can see them falling into place. And it's like you look back and they're gone. And it feels like it's allow is the word, not effort. So allow yourself. Don't be efforting and forcing. What is it? It's kind of like if you're trying to remember a dream and you go back and you're like, what the heck? What was that? It's like, okay, nope, I'm not going to go like that. I'm just going to pretend that I'm back in my bed and get back to that sweet spot, and the dream might come back. It feels like that. It feels like don't force it. And I know sometimes that's just like, ugh. And if you feel like forcing it, go for a walk. Seriously. It's like if you feel like, go for a walk. All right, Miss Yvonne. Yep, that hole's still there. That is just so weird. Because I keep thinking it's like, no, there's nothing that, it's not, because it's so bright, but it's just the sky through it. It's got to be. Unless somebody puts something that shines like almost like a light, but it's up high. I get distracted easily. Miss Yvonne. Yeah, I do too. I absolutely do too. That's why, when people interrupt me, it's like, I had to tell somebody yesterday, I'm almost done with the story because they interrupted me. And it's like, I'm almost done with the story because they were going to go down some other track. And it's like, I'm almost done. Let me finish. All right, Miss Yvonne. Now this is interesting. This was the card from last week. Divine love shines on you. So whatever was going on last week for you is carrying through very specifically. So if there was a theme last week, it's still carrying through. And it feels like part of it is it's like basking. It's exactly like this guy looks like he's just basking. He's just absorbing. And it feels like there's stuff that's going on around you. There's stuff that's going around. Okay, so it feels like when you are in situations, now keep in mind, we have the power to change situations. the energy that we are in, okay? But sometimes, and this feels like it's like really put yourself into the observer role, but coming from a place of love and light, okay? So if there is an argument going on, don't interact, don't interfere, just sit back and shine your light and come from a place of love. If there is, even if there is an interaction that's going on where it's like, it's more neutral, allow yourself to shine your light and be love. And don't try to change their situation, the whole energy, but watch it to see if it does. Miss Yvonne, let me know. Oh. Well, Miss Presh, this is the last card right here. So it's a card for Peggy and Denise and Presh. And this is the last card. So anybody else that pops on, this is the last card. Last card for today. So then this week, like I said, tomorrow I'm on with Ruth at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Enlightened World Network, doing messages from your loved ones. That's where you can, if you have a loved one that has passed away and you'd like to see if a message is coming through, I pull a card. Ruth and I both tune into the energies. Sometimes we get same things, sometimes we get different things, sometimes the energy the thing that I like is the energy, and I swear it's just your loved ones coming through, is the energy blends together so nicely, and there might be like some fun interaction, as well as if nobody is on, Ruth and I have some very interesting conversations. Okay, so Peggy, Denise, and Presh. My lovely kittens. Now, I find it interesting that there's 3 of you, Peggy, Denise, and Presh, and there's 3 kitties, mama and 2 babies. But yeah, it truly is about taking care of yourself. And you know that we have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of others. So what does that mean? Does it mean, getting out in nature? Does it mean sitting down and if you feel like having a cry, have a cry? If you want to sit down, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. I used to like, this was way back, I used to take my laptop and I'd go to a coffee shop. In Madison, there was a lot of nice coffee shops. They do not have that here. I'll tell you, coffee shops in Arizona have been a disappointment to me. Well, there was a couple on Prescott that were okay. But I would just take my laptop, and sometimes I would be on it, sometimes I would be journaling, and sometimes I would just take a journal and be writing in my journal. Do something that feels good for you. It's going along with the boundaries again. It's like if somebody says, oh, you shouldn't be by yourself, it's like, sometimes it's right to be by yourself. Other times, not. You got to do whatever nurtures your soul, whatever nurtures you. That's what this is all about. So, Peggy, Denise, and Presh, that is for you. Nurture. But I'm not on all the time. I'm on that. I'm on that, yeah. We aren't all on. We have to be gentle with ourselves, and I really do think right now is a time for that. It's cleaning out the refrigerator, See how fun a time Denise can have with that? Yeah. Let me see if there's, all right. Just going to read just a little bit from Alex. This is Alex Miles. She said the square between Venus and Uranus on February 8th hits like a live wire through your emotional system and personal values because something inside you refuses to stay contained just to keep other people comfortable. Hear that? That's talking about boundaries. This is the kind of energy that makes you see the truth fast, and once you see it, you cannot return to holding yourself back to keep other people at ease. It truly is about boundaries. It's like, hey, you know what? This is me. Venus governs attraction, pleasure, and resources, but deeper than that, Venus shapes how you value yourself in every exchange, relationship, room, and choice. Uranus arrives as the cosmic wild card, striking the lightning to break open anything that has become rigid, stale, or misaligned through years of habit. Ooh, the jolt can feel thrilling and unsettling at the same time because it frees you while exposing what has been keeping you stuck. So tomorrow is 3 p.m. Eastern time. So Marlene, it's 1 p.m. for you and I, for Arizona. More coffee restaurants up here now. I used to be by myself. I spend a lot of time by myself. I always have. Probably since I got divorced, but I mean, I would do, I would go out to eat with friends and do different things, but once I started, even the first time I went to a movie by myself, I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this, and I went to What Lies Beneath. Has anybody ever seen that with, I can't remember the guy's name, What Lies Beneath. I went by myself. And I'll tell you what, there was a portion of that I got so scared and I loved it. And I found out I really enjoy going to movies by myself. That's one thing I haven't done here though. Once I hit Arizona, I haven't gone to movies, but yeah. Marlene, down here, we just don't have cool coffee shops like we used to in Madison. We just don't. Like I said, there was a couple up in Prescott, not in Prescott Valley. And down here, honest gosh, the first time, I don't even remember if it was up there or down here. Everybody said, oh yeah, oh no, it was up in Prescott Valley. Everybody said, oh yeah, Starbucks, yeah. You walk in, and it's in a grocery store. They have a little, honest to gosh, this is just the weirdest thing to me. They have there's the coffee shop. It's like 2 tables, 3 tables in the grocery store. Okay, that's just weird. Is it just me, or is that just weird? Okay, so 3 o'clock Eastern time for messages from your loved ones, which is 1 p.m. Arizona time, and then I will be on Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday for a meditation. Oh no, not this week. So just tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I will be on with Ruth. Hi, Miss Marla. How are you? I'm all done pulling cards today. You are going to have to go back and re-listen because there was a lot of good stuff coming out. 1 p.m. on, I will add it to my page after we start. Yes, that movie with Harrison Ford, What Lies Beneath. Man, that was I love that movie. And I think part of it is because it was the first movie I saw by myself. You're very welcome, Miss Julianne. All right, everybody, I'm going to book on out of here. I will see you if anybody wants to join in. Messages from your loved ones tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Arizona. and it'll be on Enlightened World Network. I will share it to my page. As soon as Ruth and I start, I share it to my page. So, all right. Yay, Miss Marla. All right, you guys, have a great day. And integrate, integrate, integrate. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow or next Sunday. Bye. You're very welcome, Miss Marlene.